Let's take a look at the lab on measures of central tendency. As stated on the sheet, you will need a bag of plain M&Ms. The size of the bag does not matter in this particular case, and this is the recorded portion of that particular lab. Now I have opened my bag of M&Ms and I'm going to begin by recording the number of each color that I have in the bag. So I'm going to slip down here. Blue, I have 5. Brown, I have 2. Green, I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Orange, I have 2. Red, I have 3. And yellow, I have 2. So if I total this, let's see, we have 10, 22, I have 22. I have the little snack bags that are sold in a larger bag. So it doesn't matter if yours is much larger. Now when you open your bag, you will be recording your answers in the second column here, my counts, count the number of blues and so forth. Alright, once you have your 6 numbers, and I'm not including the 22 here at the bottom, what you want to do is find the mean, the median, the mode, the mid-range of those 6 numbers. So that's actually the next part here where we need to go down. So I'm going to begin with the mean. I want to total my number. And actually, the total of the number is the 22 that I have there. So I have 22, and I want to divide that by 6 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors or 6 different numbers. And you should record this to the nearest tenth. So in my case, I get 3.6 repeating. So I would round that to a 3.7. Now for the median, what I need to do is I need to arrange these in order, and I'm going to do mine over here to the left. I have 1, 2, 3 2s. I have a 3. I have a 5. And I have an 8. So those are my 6 numbers over to the left, arranged in numerical order. The median, if you remember, is the middle one, so we have 2 in the middle of this case. So I'm going to have to take 2 plus 3 and divide it by 2. So 5 divided by 2 would give me 2.5. And again, I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth. Mode is the most frequent number, and I notice that the 2 appears 3 times, so I'm going to write that down. The mid-range, we add the high and the low and divide by 2. If I go back to my numbers over here on the side, my low is 2, my high is 8. So if I add those, 2 plus 8 divided by 2, that's going to give me 10 divided by 2, which is a 5. So those are my results. You'll need to do the same thing for your set of numbers that you have come up with in counting your M&Ms. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is indicate the percentage, and I'm going to transfer these numbers so that I don't have to slip back and forth. 5 to 8, so that I'm not counting. Alright, I had 5 to 8 green, orange, red. Let's see. 2, 3, 2. And again, my total was 22 because we're going to need that to figure the percentages. So I had 5 blue divided by the total number of M&Ms, which was 22, and that's 22.7%. I'm going to again round this to the nearest tenth, which is also what you should do. What percentage of your M&Ms were brown? Remember, you want to use your numbers, not my numbers. 2 divided by 22 is 9.1%. what percent were green? That's 8 divided by 22. 36.4. Next, what percent of your M&Ms were orange? So I want to go to, let's see, it's going to be the same answer as the second one, 9.1. Red, 3 divided by 22 is 13.6%. And yellow, 2 out of 22 is going to be the same thing we had before, 9.1%. And I'm going to add these up just to see how far off I am. Plus 9.1. Okay, I'm getting 99.7%. Because of rounding, it doesn't come exactly out to 100%. Okay, so I'm comparing these numbers now in the next part to the Mars Corporation numbers that are manufactured. And almost all of these are pretty much off. The only one that seems fairly close is the orange ones, 10%, and I have about 9.1%. So it looks like my numbers are off by quite a bit. Would my sample be considered representative of the entire population of M&Ms manufactured by the Mars Corporation? And my answer is no. I can see that the percentages are way off. And if I think about why the percentages are way off, I would note that the sample is too small to be representative. Okay, now the last thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to into Excel, and let me see if I can find Excel here. I've got it on my window. And we want to enter the same information that we have here that we talked about. I'm going to do blue. Let's see, I want to do a Pareto chart, so let me. Which one I had the most green, so I want to start with the green. Then I have blue is next. Then red. The rest of these all have the same, so I'm just going to do them brown, orange, and yellow. Whoops, got an extra letter in there. Okay. Now I want to put my counts. I had 8 green. I had 5 blue. 3 red. 2 brown. 2 yellow, orange, and 2 yellow. Now I'm going to go to the chart wizard, and I want a bar graph because I'm making a Pareto chart, so I want that very first one there, so I'm going to click on next, and I can see my bars are going from the longest down to the shortest, which is what I want. Let's call it sample of M and M's. Along the x-axis, I have colors. And let me make that a capital C. Along the y-axis, I have counts or frequency. Or let's just do number. Okay. Now, grid lines. Do the major ones. Legend, I don't really need the legend. I've got the colors indicated there, and I want to put the value at the top of each. And again, as I mentioned before, I don't like the data table, so I'm looking at that. That looks pretty good. I think I'll leave it that way. Next. Okay, this time I'm going to make it as an object. So I'm going to finish it. Now what I want to do is I want to make a copy. So I'm going to go up to the top and click on the copy button. I don't have that such that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm clicking on the copy button. Now I'm going to shrink. You can see it's been selected and I've chosen to copy it. And I'm going back to my Word document that I have in Camtasia. Whoops, not the right one. I'm still not hitting the right one. Here we go, blank. All right, so I'm going to go page down. And on this page, what I want you to do is paste it. Now, I do have the words on there. I didn't copy those on this. So I'm going to edit. Let's see if it'll let me paste. I don't believe it's going to let me paste, but you will be able to do it when you're in Word. You can select paste just along the top, and the Windows isn't going to let me. The Windows Journal isn't going to let me paste it. But when you're in, and let me just go back to the. Let's see, I think I've closed it. When you're in Word, you can go ahead and paste it to that third page, and then you'll be set to email that in. So you want to write all of this information down, and then make sure that you type it in Word. And like I said, on the Excel part, you want to paste that Pareto chart. Paste that in as your last step, and then save it, and you'll be ready to email it.